Okay, so I wanted to come on here and do a video about 3 ways on how to tell if your toddler is stressed. After working with hundreds and hundreds of toddlers over the past 10 years and having raised 3 of my very own over the last 8 years, I know what is typical toddler development and I know what is atypical toddler development. And there's a lot of misconception and there's a lot of confusion out here on what is typical for toddlers and what is not. That is what we're going to get into in this video. Okay, so sign number one. If your toddler has excessive tantrums or meltdowns, that is a sign that your toddler is stressed. Now, I know it's very typical for toddlers to have tantrums, toddlers that have meltdowns, they have a lot of feelings, they don't have the words to express it. So those can be typical behaviors, but here is where it rises to the level of atypical. If your child has 3 or more tantrums in a day, or 3 or more meltdowns in a day, that is atypical and that is a sign that your toddler is stressed. So there is something in the environment that your child is responding to that is causing them stress. Now, there are many reasons why toddlers have tantrums, okay? It could be they're hungry, they're tired, they're overwhelmed, they're frustrated. There's so many different reasons. And I've created a behavior decoder that you can check out in the description below, which will help figure out the underlying causes of your tantrums and meltdowns, and that'll give you a better idea of where to begin in addressing it. But I want to say this about your child's tantrums. Toddlers at this age, they externalize their feelings while we internalize our feelings. So there's a lot of behavioral therapies and therapies that your child may be in if they're delayed in their milestones that are not getting to the root cause. And here's what happens. Children at this age externalize their emotions, whereas we internalize our emotions. So the number one way to really assess, is my child stressed? I want you to ask yourself, am I stressed? Am I anxious? Do I have anxiety? Am I living in an environment that I can't navigate? Do I feel peace? Do I feel fulfillment? How my life is at the moment? And this is going to require total honesty, because here's what happens. Your child is mirroring your nervous system. And what happens is they will outwardly express everything that you are inwardly holding in. So sometimes we gaslight our children into thinking that it's them when it's really they are just mirroring what we're feeling. Here's what I need you to know. If you really want to get to the root of your child's stress and your child's anxiety, the best thing to do is to work on yourself, because the number one predictor of your child's well-being has nothing to do with the therapies they're in, has nothing to do with the school they go to. It has everything to do with the well-being of the primary caretaker. That is you, okay? So if you have spent years holding in stress and anxiety and now you have a child and you are dealing with tantrums, that is a clear sign that your child cannot handle what was passed down to them. And if you made it this far in the video, then that means you have been designed as a designated curse breaker. And what that is a person who says, it stops with me and I will not pass this down anymore. Sign number two, if your child has become overly clingy or overly attached to you, you can't leave the room without them following you. You can't leave their sight without them getting upset. That is a sign of stress. More specifically, that is a sign of an anxious child. There are always ways to address this, but we have to be very clear about the root and where it stems from. So my work is always with the parent. It's never to solely work on the child, because here's the thing. Your child is developing in relation to you, not outside of you. So the environment that you create for your child is 100% your responsibility. And sign number three, if your toddler is having sleeping issues, meaning they're having difficulty falling asleep, difficulty staying asleep, I want you to ask yourself this. Do you struggle with sleep as well? Are you up at night tossing and turning? Here's what happens. It's getting transferred over to your child. And no amount of sleep schedule, sleep routine, dark room is really going to address the issue until we address the temperature and the frequency of the house. So my work will continue to be for the parents. So that is exactly why I created a group membership where I work with families to get down to the root. Because here's what happens. If you keep thinking that it is just your child and you're putting them in therapies and you're waiting for something new to happen without doing the inner work, then the medical system is just going to keep taking your money. When it comes to child therapies, here's what they're doing. They are saying, oh, just keep coming to us weekly without really getting to the root cause. So click the link in my description to join my group membership, or if you have been looking for more tailored support, you can work with me individually. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What is your biggest struggle right now? Because behavior is my specialty. I will personally help you get down to the bottom of this. Okay, I'll see you in my next video.